guys, it's Erik and Tianna, and welcome to another edition of Table It.
We're coming into the holiday season, so we thought we would do another series for you. This time, we're talking appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, things you can bring to a party, or if you're having a party yourself, things to serve at your party.
And if, since it is the holidays, you're probably spending more time with your family, so because of that, we're pairing everything with a drink.
Ching ching. This is, what are we going to be doing today?
So we're making Darren Baxter's famous extra garlicky mushroom caps.
Yeah.
And we're going to
Pairing it with what?
With a Marmalade Sour.
Now this is just the bourbon that we're going to be using. I thought I would just make sure
Quality
it's
control.
poison.
So we're going to talk about the ingredients and then get started.
It's good. Okay, so I'll walk you through the ingredients. They're pretty simple for all the weights and measurements. It's just down below. But we're going to start with between 12 and 18 mushrooms, just brown mushrooms, or what did you?
They're creminis.
Creminis, whatever. Brown mushrooms is what the grocery store calls them, so that's what I'm going with. And then all we've done is taken the stems out. Fun fact, don't throw the stems away. They should go into the recipe to add more mushroom flavor.
Is that what we did today?
Tianna. So what we're going to end up doing, because we had about 16, we're going to split the difference between 12 and 18. We're going to sacrifice like 1 or 2 mushrooms just to add into that that mixture. But there's that. Again, this is the Darren Baxter recipe.
We've mentioned Darren in our episodes before.
And Darren loves garlic. So we have 6 cloves of garlic here. If you're taking this to a party, you may want to dial it back. If you're just binge watching Netflix and you decide that this is a good idea to make, go for it.
If you've got a cold, add the garlic. It's good for you.
They taste fantastic, okay? But moderate your own garlic. This is 6 cloves here. We have 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. We have 1 package of cream cheese and 1/2 of a yellow onion that has been chopped up fine. We also have salt, pepper. Oh, and forget this. That's 3/4 of a can of cream of mushroom soup, whatever the condensed version is that you have in your local grocery store.
All right, so we're over at the stove top. We've got our oven preheating at 375, and we're going to start with the beginning of the filling. So we've got our garlic, our 6 or so cloves of garlic. It's a good thing it's cold and flu season. Just a little bit of butter in the pan. We've got our 1/2 an onion. And our sacrificial mushrooms, because I accidentally cleaned up the countertop and got rid of the stems. I'm going to put those in there too. So the goal of this is just to cook it until everything starts to get soft, and then we're going to add the breadcrumbs. So we've got this cooking over medium heat, sorry. We're going to saute this gently, and we'll be back when everything's softened up. So everything's kind of softened up a little bit. We've got our onions, garlics, and mushroom. I think if there's this much garlic in it, it is a plural.
No.
So just go with it. So what we're going to do now is add some cream cheese. So about 2 tablespoons. Darren did specifically say that there's no real measurement to this. He just kind of throws it all together.
He is a wild man.
But that's why we adore Darren Baxter. Okay, so we've got 2 tablespoons or so of cream cheese in there. We're going to add about, this is the full can of cream of mushroom soup. We'll put about 1/2 of this in the actual mixture. Okay. And then we're going to add some breadcrumbs. The consistency we're going for is kind of like ground beef, he said. Raw ground beef. So pretty thick. We'll just melt down the...
You're on a roll.
I'm having a day. I'm having a week, but... we'll get through. We've got the cream cheese melting down in here. Once we get that done, we'll add some breadcrumbs, and anywhere between 1/2 and 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs to get the consistency we're after.
Okay, we're going to stuff the mushrooms. So this has been on the stove now, just reducing down, thickening up, and we're just going to... You can be very generous with this.
The filling's the best part.
Yeah.
So once we get these stuffed, we're going to dust them with some paprika, or how do you pronounce it? Paprika?
Paprika.
Oh, fine then. Some paprika. And then we put them in the oven at 375 for about 20 minutes.
While our mushroom caps are baking in the oven, I thought I'd walk you through a nice cocktail that we will be making here today using marmalade.
What did you just say?
Marmalade.
What's marmalade?
Do you not know the history of this this delicious?
That's marmalade or marmalade. I would give you that, but
In the old days, the Greeks went over to France for Mary sauce, and she tried love and Mary Malade. Right? Tianna?
so anyway, so marmalade. We got marmalade, and what else do we need?
We are using bourbon today.
Yes.
You could also use rye whiskey. If you use Scotch whiskey, I will find you.
You don't mix Scotch.
No. So we're going to be using nice Tennessee bourbon. We've got some hot water here.
So this is just for reference. This is a cup and 2 tablespoons.
Yeah.
And 3/4 of a cup of hot water.
Right. We also have the juice of 1 lemon. And obviously a vessel to put it in. We're also using bitters. This is to taste, so a dash or 2 will do the whole pitcher. And that's just to kind of offset the flavor, make it a little more bitter. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, let's mix the
Marmalade.
there you go, into the hot water. I'm just going to stir this around.
Marmalade.
It's called history. Learn about it.
It's not history if you make it up.
There is a site called Wikipedia, and I'm not sure if you know about this.
Anybody can put anything on Wikipedia.
And so it has to be legit, because think of how many sources that is now.
Okay. So anyways, back to the drink.
So once that's dissolved, don't worry about the orange peels that come in
The jam.
That'll just add to the drink. Throw all that in there, and then really the rest is just mixing it all in the pitcher. So we're going to add in our delicious Tennessee bourbon. That is not Jack Daniels.
It is not. This was on sale.
Right. Okay. Lemon juice in. I don't even know why we had a vessel this large.
Because it's in a pitcher. I got a pitcher. You forgot your bitters.
Yeah, I'm going to add those in. Just want to make sure all this is mixed. And then the way that you do this is to put it over ice right away.
The drink, that is.
The drink.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, so we've got our drink. We've got our mushroom caps in the oven. We'll come back when everything's ready to eat.
And drink.
And drink.
There you have it, a delicious combination of drink/appetizer that you can take to any of your parties this holiday season, or the ones you're hosting at your house. They smell great. We know how these taste already because Darren has been so generous in the past to make them for us.
Thanks for sharing the recipe with everybody too, Darren, since we know you're watching.
Yes, he is a very generous man. Did you notice that Tia and I matched today?
Oh, I didn't even notice. Completely unintentional.
How about that?
So before we take it to the table, remember, if you like this video, like it down below, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, give us a comment, share it with your friends, and I guess, like I said, all that's left to do is have a drink and table it. It's the holidays. Pretend like we're friends.
Okay.
Cheers. No, maybe not. That's something. Ooh. Eat one bourbon in her. Okay, ready?
Yeah.